Good morning, everyone. It's April 8th. It's Wednesday. I want to welcome everyone to the channel. We're trying to do something unique today and having an open session, give people options to ask questions, and we will answer them. I hope we'll get some people soon to join. If you are seeing this, give us a like or a note so I'll know that you guys are there. My partner for today is Margaret Centers. Let me put her on. Yes.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So Margaret, you're in Georgia, right?
Yeah, Augusta, Georgia. That's right. Our weather is absolutely beautiful right now.
Well, it looks. I mean, North Jersey. I think the weather is okay. I don't think I left the house in a while, but yeah. Um,
Somebody's asking me how it was staying at home all the time. I said, well, I've been working out of my home for 10 years, so it's
Yeah, at least I have a window back there. But
yeah.
hi everyone. We have Cindy, we have Tony, we have Dottie, Deacon. No, we got quite a few for a Wednesday morning.
Good.
Um, I wanted to start on a positive note for everyone. I know one of our listeners, viewers, had a birthday yesterday. So if you are celebrating something today, if you're celebrating a birthday anniversary, just just let us know, and we can all celebrate together. And we've reached the next level, right? With COVID-19, you survived another day.
Yeah, there we go.
It's getting a little weird out there, but we're going to try and do the best that we can. My friend Margaret you do mostly corporate travel, right?
It's a big mix. My business is a mix of leisure and corporate, but I do have a few big corporate accounts and one really large corporate account that's a global company that they travel worldwide. So do a lot of international, a lot of business tickets, a lot of mix.
Okay, so we have a birthday. We do have a birthday today.
Birthday.
It's Shelly Wickland's birthday, everyone. So drop a happy birthday for her. We're here for some of the bad stuff, but we're here for the good stuff as well.
Yeah, there we go.
So yeah, let's celebrate. Happy birthday. Since Margaret is doing some corporate travel, means which is kind of like what my background at the beginning, she's an airline specialist. She knows everything about air. So if you still have questions about air, about refunds, please, now is the time. Now is the time to use Margaret's expertise. I can tell you from what I'm seeing right now, and I posted a few times on the group, airlines are providing refunds.
Mm-hmm.
If your flight was canceled and you can prove that it was canceled, reach out to the airline. You can do it by email. You can do it by phone. If you've used a consolidator, don't push it. Reach out to the consolidator. I got quite a few refunds from Centrav.
Yes.
Yesterday I got maybe 7 or 10. United refunded, international, and one domestic. Frontier, I got a refund. I sent them their contract of carriage and highlighted the fact that they're supposed to refund the money. Look, based on the rules. And Margaret, that's how it's always been, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. The flights, if they have a major schedule change, it's usually about, they say, around 5 hours. Or if the flights are canceled, then the airlines have always in the past offered a refund. I don't think they're so apt to do that necessarily now, but Delta has been very good, I think, to work with. I don't know. I'm in the Southeast, so I do a lot of Delta. And keep in mind that we have special emails and special numbers for our airline partners.
Right.
Delta. Is this a TPI chat or is this?
No, it's everyone. But
okay.
A lot of the hosts when you call the number, whether you have a contract or you call the executive desk, they might ask to put an IATA number or a contract number.
Right.
Again, with a big host, you have it, but you can also call the regular line. There's some emails if you have a desk. And Tony, to your question, in order to get a refund, not a credit everyone can get, that's not a problem. To actually get a refund, the flight has to get canceled or delayed it has to change more than 6 hours.
Yeah.
So if you're scheduled to leave at 10 and that flight was canceled and they reprotected you on the 12 p.m., then you can't get a refund. But
let me interject one other thing, Rory. I know I'm interrupting, I apologize. But keep in mind, if you're looking for a refund, you can't cancel your flight and then go back in and ask for a refund later if it's not canceled prior to, right? Is that right, Rory?
right. Well, normally, yes.
Okay.
In this specific situation, sometimes I've always waited. My recommendation would always be wait until we both use GDS. I think we use the same one because I see Margaret's reservations all the time. So we use WorldSpan. We wait until we see that UN unavailable, UC canceled. Once we see that, we know that the flight was canceled by the airline, and now's the time to reach out to the airline and say, okay, my client really wanted to go, but he can't. You guys canceled the flight according to the contract of carriage, which is pretty much the agreement that a person signs or kind of signs when they purchase a ticket. So even before everything that went on, even before COVID-19, everything, if a flight is canceled, they actually need to even refund and give you and compensate you for some, but there's no compensation going on right now.
No,
so,
just the refund, because prior to COVID-19, you would get a bad schedule change and the airlines didn't really necessarily want to work with you or want to accommodate you. They would say, oh, well, we'll just offer you a refund if you don't like this new schedule. So they would offer it prior to this. So now the rules haven't changed. They still need to offer the refund.
Right. Try it out. I think people were asking for the emails of the airlines. Do you have anything in particular?
One for Delta, KLM, and Air France. It's www. I don't know if you can do it. It's www.agentconnect.biz.
So you have to log in. You have to go in the system, and you can't send them an email.
Oh, me? Are you talking about me now?
Yes. Oh, people saying that now it seems to be fine.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to try again. We lost a few. Hopefully they'll come back. But it's just everyone is just I'm getting even a note on the top of my system that I'm using. It says high loads at service providers may cause some performance issues. So it's a problem. Everyone's going live. Everyone's using Zoom, and everyone's using all of these softwares. So I'm sorry. It's way out of our control. So I think when we mentioned about how to reach out, we said an email. Do you have an email for a specific airline, or you need to go and log in and then send them a request for a cancellation?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
To get the rules on how to and get the exception policies, I've been trying to use the travel agent website for the airlines. And for KLM, Air France, they're doing, it's called agentconnect.biz, www.agentconnect.biz. And then for Delta's supposed to be on there as well, but I also asked for I'm looking it up because I just Googled Delta travel agent login. Let me see, travel agent portal.
Yeah, there are portals. There's the Jetstream with United. There's American Airlines Pro.
Right, and Delta's is just delta.com then /content/agency. So I mean, but Google just Delta Airlines travel agent portal and it comes up. And on that, it brings up all the exception policies that they're offering across the board, which there's a lot of them because it changes all the time. But I use those quite frequently instead of having to call or asking for refunds. And then, of course, if I need a refund, if it's something I issue through my GDS, we can refund it through there or refund it through the airline directly.
Right. So I don't know if we got a few questions from the original post that we did. So we're going to wait. If you asked a question before and we haven't answered, or I don't think we answered any right now, so please post it here, and we are going to try. But again, in general, for airlines, whether you use a consolidator, whether you use a tour operator, booked it on your own, even people used miles. If the flight was canceled, they should be they should be eligible for a refund, a full refund, no penalty, and with the current situation, no change fees. Okay,
Now,
but the flight has to get canceled by the airline in order to qualify for this.
I do know that for people that use Delta Sky Miles, for just straight up Sky Miles, if you're traveling before May 31st, you can go in, cancel it, and they'll redeposit your miles into your account, whether your flight's canceled or not. Just traveling, they'll cancel it, redeposit your miles with no fee.
I saw something similar with United. I know that both are extending statuses for another year, extending vouchers. If your clients has upgrade vouchers or they have status, they'll keep the status for another year, and they're making it easier to qualify for next year, even the following year, like 2021 to 2022. They know people can't fly right now, so there's
nobody's going to make their status for this year.
We're going to make the status, and they're also not using their privileges right now. Upgrade seats, there's lounge access, all of that. So they're not using it. Something in regards to lounge access, I know with some credit cards that offer lounge access, you can reach out to them and try and get some sort of a credit. I can tell you from my personal experience, I called my reserve, my Chase reserved card, and I got $100 off because I can't use anything. I'm not purchasing air. I'm not flying. I'm not using the insurance. I'm not using the lounges. So they gave me $100 off. Give it a try. It doesn't hurt.
That's a good idea.
Okay, so the birthday girl is asking, Shelly's asking. I had some people, let me see if I can see it on this screen, so I'll make it easier. I'm just moving from one computer to another because I can't see the names on one of them. Okay, so Shelly's asking, I had some people with Your Express flying Swiss Air, and their flight was canceled by Swiss Air, and now they're saying that they may only get a credit. According to what I saw, and I can look it up again, but the Express website, that's for the travel agents for the Lufthansa group, which is Lufthansa, Austrian, Swiss Air. According to what I saw, they were offering refunds. It's possible that it changed. I know in Europe, a lot of countries have pushed, and they're trying to make it easier for the airlines because they're a necessity and they don't want the companies to go down. So some of them are kind of backing the airlines. In the US, it's not working because they got a big bailout. They got a lot of money, so they have to refund clients. So I will check regarding Lufthansa, the Lufthansa group. So Lufthansa, Swiss, Austrian. They should give a refund if the flight was canceled. Well, I'll check it out. Maybe later, if we have someone that is answering another question, I'll put them on solo, and I'll try and do the research and find it. Tony is saying, should the airlines work with their clients who are traveling to a destination? Oh, that's the one where your cruise was canceled, where they missed that. So we answered it, but no, there was no sound. So personally, I can tell you that my cruise was canceled, so I couldn't use my United ticket, but the flights were there. They were operating, so I couldn't get a refund. But United is offering a 2-year validity for their tickets. Delta has pushed it until I think May of 2022.
Hmm.
I am almost 100% certain that if American hasn't done it yet, they will. They will extend the validity of their tickets. They will extend the validity of the vouchers that you're getting. Tell your client it is what it is right now, but based on other airlines, they will follow. They will give. Eventually, they will give them the opportunity to change with no fee, minimum of a year and probably more. Again, I'll take a look regarding American. I'm pretty sure right now it's still 1 year from the issue date and not until the end of the year. You might have to decide by the end of the year, but you can travel further. I'll take a look at the rules. I'll post them here, but it should. And even if so, it will get extended. I can guarantee it. It will get extended. If Delta and United have changed it, American will follow. It's just not even a question.
I had a situation with Iceland Air on an airline ticket, and they converted my ticket to a voucher, like a gift card, and the client has 3 years to use that credit. I always thought that was incredibly generous, and that was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, with United, what you can do when you convert it into a voucher, I don't know if this one will go public later on the YouTube, but just so you'll know, vouchers are not supposed to, but they're technically transferable. So
Oh, okay.
they
Good.
don't. They when you book, they'll check who's the original person, so you have to know who that voucher was issued to. But the system allows you to use the vouchers for someone else's flight.
That's good.
So they're
And
not supposed to be transferable, but they are.
that's huge. The other thing we were mentioning too, Roy, before we got cut off with our sound, is that these clients that are having to have vouchers is, keep up with them and know who they are. So 6 months down the road, 9 months down the road, if you haven't heard back from them, you can go back to them and say, you have a voucher for X amount of dollars, and convert them to future business.
Okay. So someone was saying, I can't see like the comment. They're saying that who said I spoke with American Airlines yesterday. They are giving 1 year from the moment they issued the credit. I can't see who said that, but it's normally on a regular everyday ticket that you issued. The ticket is valid from 1 year from when you issued it. That's how it is. That can change. The thing that may change is that they can tell you in order to use the voucher, you have to use the waiver. So there's no change fee. It has to be issued by a certain date, but the ticket will always be valid for 1 year from the issue date. If you issued it last year, June 5th, it will be valid until June 4th the following year. They can't change that. It is what it is. The ticket will be open. They can say that in order to use the waiver, so there's no change fee, you have to issue the ticket by end of the year or end of July. That's when you have to do the actual exchange. Pick the new dates, not fly. And again, just make sure read the rules of the waiver. They might be complex, but if you read them like 5 times, eventually you'll get used to it and you'll understand them. Most of them do. They're becoming pretty good. If a person wants to travel again, they will. Yeah, Gabriella was saying that she.
Hey, Gabriella.
Whoever said that let me try and figure that out, because I have multiple screens on mine. I think we're running a couple of sessions. So I am trying to, let's see. Sorry. All right. So I can see more questions. Yes. So Justin was saying, I believe American Airlines is extending like United. Yeah. I'm almost certain that if they haven't already, they will.
They're going to follow suit. Yeah. Because United United seemed to be the strictest because United wasn't giving refunds at all, and they were just being not very nice to deal with. And then all of a sudden they extended everything to 2 years. So
Okay, so
is it helpful?
Cynthia is saying, well, let's go back to American. So Gabrielle is saying also American said that paying seats are non-refundable. I don't think that's the case. I've refunded upgrades, anything. If again, as a rule, not related to anything that's happening right now. If your flight is canceled, the flight was canceled. Your whatever you purchase, extra luggage, seats, expedited service, has to be refunded. There was an issue with Southwest with the early bird thing, and that went into court. And the courts actually decided, because that was like an old case, they wouldn't refund early bird checking, and the court just recently made them, like, at least if you're not refunding, give credit for future use. But there's not, they can't just throw it, can't go in the garbage.
Let me tell you something, Roy. For travel up until May 31st, for people that cancel, if your airline ticket may be a credit, but still all those extra fees that you pay for upgrades or whatever, they're refunding those. I know Delta is, KLM, and Air France are refunding all that.
Even if the flight wasn't canceled.
Even if your flight's not canceled, because I've already done it for several people. They canceled their flights. Their flights are a credit, but their ancillary charges were all refunded.
Okay, so
I don't know about United and American. This is strictly Delta, KLM, Air France.
Yeah, so Judy's saying the new extended use period for United is 2 years. It's
right.
just for travel that was placed. It's for any. Is it just for travel that was supposed to take place through
May 31st? Because that's their exception policies right now are through May 31st.
Let me check. Let me check the rebooking on United's website just to make sure.
Yeah, I have that email that United. At least I got that the other day. United Business.
United, that's a Jetstream. So travel waivers. Let's look at the travel waivers. You just gotta, pretty much you have to go and read the rules. Make sure that it is applicable to your specific situation. Patty is saying that American just announced better policies this morning.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, about time. But yeah, definitely. You need to, things change. Things change all the time. They must have heard our live session just a few minutes ago, and
that's how it was.
And they changed it.
Pressured them into it.
I am seeing on the United website, it says all change fees waived for tickets issued on or before March 2nd of 2020. That's for United. Impacted travel June 1st of 2020 until the end of the year. So all change fees are waived. So that means you can cancel, you can use or on March. Yeah, that's the one that was issued yesterday. So yesterday, April 7th, all change fees waived for tickets issued on or before March 2nd. You can cancel the booking. When you cancel it online, it will ask for, it will give you an option to convert it to a voucher. And when you do that, they'll ask for an email address. It will send you an email with a voucher. I've done it yesterday or 2 days ago. As soon as they came up yesterday, I did it yesterday for, I think, like 13 tickets. So go in, click convert, and then you have a voucher. The voucher is valid for 2 years. The voucher can only be used. Well, the voucher, you're supposed to use the voucher online. I called United because the system just did not accept the voucher. They waived the $25 fee that they normally charge for phones because they said the vouchers were pretty hard to use. Someone said I have the question too. What was the question? Purchase flights by Centrav, but upgraded seats directly with United. Do I have to go and cancel the seats online? You can't cancel the seats online, but if the flight was canceled, they are supposed to give you a refund automatically for the seats and whatever upgrades you made. Because there's probably a million customers out there, I would probably call them and say, my flight was canceled. This is my flight. They paid extra 1, 2, 3. Get a refund. Get a refund for the extras, for the upgrade. If you did an upgrade, and they exchanged the ticket, then it's different because that will go like it's considered a ticket. But if you purchased a regular one and you just paid for economy plus, preferred, exit rows, whatever, it needs to be it should be refunded if the flight was canceled. And probably, again, as Margaret was saying from her experience, even if you changed your flight because of the whole situation and you canceled it, they will give it to you.
Yeah, up until for travel up through May 31st, for sure.
Okay. Someone said Judy said, let's follow up. She said until May 31st. She asked because she got air tickets for United for June 5th for the cruise that was canceled. Again, based on United from yesterday, April 7th, everything that was booked until the end of the year, until December 31st, is in the waiver. You can cancel, you can get a voucher. If the flight was canceled by United, you can get a refund. Okay. So again, people are asking, push the dates past May 31st with company. Again, United has changed it to the end of the year. And I think Delta has pushed it until the end of the year as well. And if American hasn't, they will. Most airlines will. They will all follow suit. And I don't think let's say air is the least of your problems. I know it came up a lot, but air should be the easiest one.
Mm-hmm.
Cancel, get a refund. Wasn't canceled, it's free to change. Someone said something about Air France. So I know with KLM, I think it'll probably be the same with Air France. I'll take a look. You can go on their website on the biz. You put in the ticket number on your confirmation. You can convert it to a voucher. The voucher is transferable from KLM to Air France and to Delta. I've done it once with one of my clients. I went online, put in the confirmation number. If the reservation is dead and it doesn't show, you can put in the ticket number, whether it's 074, right? A 006 and a
06 is Delta. I think 074 is KLM.
right, and then Delta is 006 and Air France is I forget. But if these are the tickets based on the ticket that you issued, just make sure to see what ticket you issued. The flight can be with Air France, but it might be a co-chair with Delta. So if the ticket starts with a 006, that means it's a Delta ticket.
Air France is 057.
Okay, yeah. So it depends on the ticket that was issued. These are the rules. It doesn't matter who operated the flight. It matters who you purchased the flights from. Okay, these are the rules. Same as if you have a United and it's an only pawn ticket or a Thai ticket, co-chair. It depends. You have to follow the rules of the ticketing carrier, of the airline that you bought it from. How about refundable United flights in September? Waive penalty as well. Yes, penalty is waived. No refunds. If the client wants a refund, our recommendation: do not cancel the flights. Don't cancel. Don't touch the booking. Wait until a few days prior to, and then cancel the air. Don't do a no-show. But there is a waiver with United until the end of the year. So if Air France will be transferable, I think it is. Again, double check what carrier actually issued the ticket. If it is an Air France ticket, I saw that KLM, Air France, Delta, they're pretty much the same. Well, KLM and Air France are pretty much the same because they're the same company.
Yeah,
Uh,
Delta handles all of their
yeah,
calls.
yeah. So it should be transferable even to Delta. We can again take a look. I wrote it down. Air France transferable. Again, I'm going to try and take a look, but I will post about it. Again, should be transferable. So okay. So someone is saying I got the upgraded seats cost back in less than a week from when I canceled the flight. I didn't need to do anything. So yes, that's how it should work. If the flight is canceled, you automatically should get a refund for all the extras. So yeah, good. I'm glad they're doing it. If they haven't, and you need to nudge, give them a call and get them. Southwest Group Air. My only experience was right now with Delta and JetBlue for air. I had a big group going to the UEFA FIFA show in June that was canceled, pushed to 2021. I called Delta. I told them the situation. They asked me to send out a letter. They gave them a full refund, no fees at all. We were in full penalty or deposits. We already issued the tickets. We got a full, not credit, full refund for all the tickets. Groups are normally handled a little bit different, but give them, again, if your flight was canceled, yes. If the flight wasn't canceled and you know your group is not going and you booked a group, reach out to the group department. Delta, JetBlue was the same thing. JetBlue's deposits are normally never refundable. They have a $50 non-refundable fee. I got the refund. I have a group supposed to go to Grand Cayman in June. They're not going. We got a full refund. I think they're probably connecting somewhere. The flights probably will get canceled anyway. But I reached out to the group department. They both asked me to send a letter explaining why. I think it's the same as when we talk about finance and talked about um, the mortgage forbearance. You just need to send a letter, show that there's an issue, there's a problem, they can't go, they really want to go, but they can't. It was canceled. The event that they were going to was canceled. They'll understand. For most, it seems like they're understanding. They're giving refunds. Okay. Someone said, Genesis, she called Southwest groups yesterday and still only offering vouchers. Group was supposed to travel this month. So I don't know, Janice, were the flights, were they canceled? Where were they going? Did you cancel before the flights were canceled? I would assume. And also, I wanted to know, also, always check if they can transfer the vouchers. If the vouchers are transferable, you might be able to use them for someone else, or just be creative and ask the airlines to be creative. Just explain to them that you understand where they are, and they should understand where the clients are, and to see what they can do. Convert them into gift cards even with Southwest. I don't know, whatever. If they can be somehow transferable to something else, doesn't have to be in a group. Just give it a try. It works. I can tell you it works. Even not in this specific situation, think out of the box and things they'll be able to help you. Jeff is saying that he has a client with 4 United business class tickets in June. They want to cancel with a refund because they were going for a bar mitzvah. I don't know if they're going to Israel or something, but Jeff, in general, we said it. If the flight is canceled, they will get a refund. If the flight is not refundable, if the flight did not cancel, they will get a credit. It's June. Wait. Just if it is Israel, I don't think Israel is going to open. I have tons of family in Israel. The situation there, they're tight. They're closing down the border. Everything is closed. There are some United flights that are coming in right now, but it's mostly to bring some people back. You still have to get quarantined for 14 days. There is a certain specific waiver for Israel on the United website, but again, not a refund unless they cancel. Wait a few days before the flight and then see if that was canceled. If they are flying from somewhere else, like they're Houston to Newark, Newark, Tel Aviv, somewhere else, and that Houston to Newark gets canceled because of not a lot of people are traveling right now from Houston to Newark, so they might decrease the amount of flights that are going there. If you can't get to Newark, it's considered a cancellation. If they push your Houston Newark from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., that's considered a cancellation over 6 hours. So read the rules and understand them, and make sure to just see. United says changes have to be made by April 30th. No, they're not. Nope, not at all.
No, I don't think
Again, if you checked with an airline 2 weeks ago, they told you something 3 weeks ago, they told you something 2 days ago, things change. Things change all the time. Call again. Go on the airline's website. Look at the rules again. As I said, United changed the rules yesterday. I called someone yesterday and told her that. She said, "No, you can't." And I told her, "Can you check?" And she said, "Oh, they must have just changed it." Some of them are not aware of the rules. Show them the rules. Copy a link to the rules. Highlight the rules. I do whatever needed. I'll read with them. Let's read it together. This is the link that I went to. Let's read it together. Maybe I misunderstood. Can you please read it with me and tell me if this is incorrect or not? Just don't be afraid to just be respectful. I'm not saying, oh, I've been in the business, I know what I'm doing. No, you don't need that. Just say, oh, I read something, maybe I misunderstood. Let's go over this together. Can you explain to me? Because to me it seems like it says 1, 2, 3. It works for me. It works. High school baseball group tournament, and they're offering vouchers for $14,000. Goes back again. We're saying the same thing all over again. Wait until I know your clients must be stressed and they want their money, and they said we're not going. It's fine. Don't go. You don't have to go. The fact that you have a ticket doesn't mean you have to go. Don't go. Just don't cancel the booking.
Yeah.
Wait a few days prior to. If the flights get canceled, great. You get a refund. If the flight is not canceled, who knows? Maybe in 2 months or a month when the flight is supposed to be, they'll change the policy again and they'll say the vouchers are refundable. I don't think so, but they can use. They don't have to go to England. They don't have to go to Israel. They don't have to go anywhere. They can go wherever they want. They can use the Newark to London and go Newark to Florida later.
Yeah, anywhere on there.
Anywhere that United's operating flights or codeshare flights. Just give your clients, just tell them you're checking all the time, you're on it. Nothing we can do right now. We're only looking a week away, 2 weeks away. Don't go. Unpack your bags. If you packed your bags, unpack your bags. You're not going, it's fine, but we're not doing anything for the ticket.
Yeah, like Roy, I know clients get really anxious and they're hammering you. I mean, I've had it, and I've had to say over and over, just sit tight. Let's just wait. I cannot tell you how many times I've had to say that in the last month. Just sit tight. Let's just wait. It's to your advantage just to wait it out a little bit.
Yeah,
and remind them these airlines fly all over the world. So there's a lot of opportunities. If you don't, like you say, go to London, there's numerous opportunities to use these tickets again within a 2-year period.
Right. We were supposed to be, were you on the Ireland trip as well?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were supposed to go to Ireland. I was at a flight with United. For some reason, our trip was canceled. United still said no refunds. I waited. Our trip was canceled. I waited another week and a half. 2 days prior to the flight, they decided to cancel the flight. I got a refund.
There you go.
It's fine. Trip is canceled. That's good. Just utilize and wait until the flight is canceled. Okay. Hopefully, again, we got to a point where we've crossed everything that needs to be with air. So what? Let's see if we have. If you have more questions on air, please you can post them. But I think we covered pretty much everything. If you're just joining, go back later when we're done and see it again. If the answer is wait until you cancel, we're not going to say it again. Now, Margaret, what are you still getting cancellations?
Yeah, basically, I've pretty much canceled till the end of May. I know, like I was mentioning to you today, I've got tout tours. A lot of your tour companies now are doing 30 days out. Kind of people are waiting for the tour companies to cancel on them instead of them canceling, because there's credits if they can't, if the tour company cancels on them, like Tauc is giving $250 per person. If they cancel, if the trip's under deposit, if it's paid in full, they're giving a $500 per person credit for future travel. Now, obviously, if it's canceled, they'll give the refund if the client wants the refund. But if they want to reschedule or use the credits for future travel, they're giving them these, just like the cruise lines, they're giving these extra bonuses to encourage the clients to stay with them to do the trip later.
Justin is asking about Frontier cancellation. Look for a post.
Yeah.
Look for a post that I did. Because I reached out to Frontier. There's the email address even. I copied and pasted the carriage contract, and my reply was, we processed the refund. Okay. Yeah. Flight is canceled. Doesn't matter. Low cost, no low cost. Everyone has to follow the same law. It's flight was canceled. You'll get a refund.
Yeah.
So let's go into let's see. I've seen a few questions. If you have questions about what we talked about, like PPPs and all the CARE Acts, let me know. If needed, I'll talk about it a little bit more. It is not really travel related, but it is for business. You guys are all business owners, so let me know if you have any question on that. Let's see. Tour companies like Avanti, which are charging penalties, and even So I've heard a lot of stories recently about agents complaining specifically about Avanti. I don't know. I haven't had experience. I haven't used them. I can tell you that with tour operators, with ALG, with consolidators, they're all giving refunds if the flight. They have to follow the same rules. Now, again, there were rules before. If you spoke with the supplier 2 weeks ago, before the airlines were offering refunds, they had bulk tickets, specific contract that allowed them to cancel the reservation, and then they had a $250 penalty or something like that. Yes, that was the case. But now they can go and use the waiver. You should get a full refund for the air portion. I don't know about the land portion, the tours, the rail, the hotel. It really depends on everything that you had there. And you know what? They might charge their fee on top of it. They're allowed to do it. I don't know if you as an agent are charging fees, booking fees, plan to go fees. You're allowed to keep them or to refund. It's up to you. Someone is saying Pleasant Holidays charging huge fees, $250 per person on United cancellations. Yes, before United issued the new policy that allows refunds, that was yesterday. If you spoke with Pleasant on the 6th, that was the policy. Yes, if you would reach out to them again and tell them flight was canceled, okay, the flight was canceled, not the client canceled, flight was canceled by the carrier, they should allow refunds. If not, look, reach out to your host, reach out to the BDM, escalate it. If we need to go to the news, if we need to go hire, ASTA, use what you have. Maybe they're not even aware of the change. A person in United, they had no idea yesterday. So they need to know. When I spoke with ALG, specifically regarding United Vacations, because that's what I sell the most, I sent them everything prior to. It was news to them. They had no idea regarding some of the waivers. So it might take a little bit of time. Tell your clients, just sit tight. I know you want a refund. You're not going to get a refund for the next 90 days anyway. A few more days won't hurt. Wait a little bit. You might you might just get it. You might get it with no penalty. Okay, and just one second. We're planning on having the session for maybe more than an hour if needed. I know Margaret has to go. I have another agent that will join us if needed. But yeah, let's see if she can join. We have Michele that attended one of our sessions before. We'll see if she's here already. She can join. Okay, so same. Yeah, we covered that. Let me see here. I got just a few screens, so I'm just double checking. Yeah, we talked about that. Okay. So again, treat your cruise, your air, your hotel as something separate. It's all separate. It's all different.
Yeah, every single thing has their own rules, their own. I've been telling people for the last month I have to do a lot of FIT, so people are postponing these trips. They're not necessarily canceling them, and all the pieces don't seem to be going back together like they were put together initially, because the rail, the air, the tour companies, everybody has different rules and regulations and different cancellation policies.
Okay, so we also have Michele with us. Michele, seems like you're on mute.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go then, right?
Oh, it's up. You could stay with us if you want to. There's room. Just
okay.
Move a little bit to the just. Yeah, Hi, Michele. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so Michele, I know I'm gonna give you the stage for a little while. Could you talk about what it is that you do? You have your business, right? I'll go over. I'll read some of the questions that people have here, and I'm gonna try and. But can you talk a little bit about what you've been doing in this situation?
Wow. Well, I've been sleeping in and staying up way too late. But this has been a very interesting time because I've had a lot of free time as far as the business side is concerned. And I went ahead and started a new business, the Savvy Advisor, and that's really there is a pay component, but I'm really focused on the free component with helping other agents, whether it's through this time or setting up their business, how to be more successful at what you do. With my Destinations by Design travel agency, I'm working on getting all my clients moved over to a new CRM. I'm reaching out to my clients whose trips have been canceled by writing them handwritten notes and saying, guys, look, I'm really sorry that this has happened. We're going to get through this together. And it just puts something personal in there so that they know that we're thinking of them. What else? I've been busy.
Yeah, busy is it seems like I was trying to schedule a few things yesterday, and I'm trying to reach some of the agents, and you know what, people are keeping busy. It is important for everyone to try and educate yourself, use the time to do some research, plan your next step if you're done with cancellations and changes. So I see we have a question regarding, someone is saying, Cynthia is saying that there are it goes back to the PPP and the loans. So if you guys have anything to add to that, I'll be, you know, I'd love to hear it. Someone's asking that they are a sole proprietorship and they never had paychecks, so they use the money as needed for their own personal expenses. They understand they can get a government loan. How do you prove what you need for monthly salaries? How do you document if you're not having to pay back? Okay, so if you are a sole proprietor, if you're operating under a business, you have to file taxes anyway at the end of the year. So there are forms that just look at how you filed for your taxes of 2018, or if you're planning on filing for 2019. You have what they call the Schedule SE, which is a schedule self-employment. It's even if you're a sole proprietor, you have to report the income. If you're working with a host, you got a 1099. If you work directly with the suppliers, most of the U.S.-based suppliers, Sandals, AM Resort, they'll send you 1099. So you have a way to track your income. And the way that the income is calculated is you go to the SE, Schedule SE, line 3. I don't know, I've done it so many times with answering people. So line 3 on the 2019 SE or 2018. This is how much you have in self-employment. That's your payroll. That's the amount that you paid yourself in a year, divided by 12 times 2.5. That's the amount that you put on the loan. I don't know how they haven't issued any guidelines regarding how you need to prove that later on you spent that money paying yourself in order to get it forgiven. A little weird, but it's apply. It starts April 10th. You have options. You have options to file unemployment, but on the state level, federal level, you have options for the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program. You just got to figure out what works best for you, how much you made last year, how much you made the year before. And just so you'll know, it's based on 2020 numbers. So whatever you ask, whatever you do, eventually you'll have to just look into it when you file your taxes in April of 2021. So in a year from now. I've done several videos on it. Same as with the airlines, it just changes all the time. Changes on a daily basis. What are you guys doing, Michelle? Do you know? Have you figured out what your plans are?
Working on figuring out what's the best solution for our agency. And I'm going to be honest, because I think most of our our viewers, most of the agents are just overwhelmed with the options. As much as people try to sit back and explain, everybody's situation is just enough different that maybe your solution doesn't work for them. So, you know, I will say this, Royal Caribbean, and maybe you've touched on this because I'm just joining you. I also homeschool in the mornings. So, but they have a program where they will call you and help you work through what's best for you. So I know one of my agents did take advantage of that yesterday and had glowing reviews. So definitely, if you're with Royal Caribbean, check that out and get a little bit of professional help. You still have to apply for the loans. They're not going to do that for you. But we're still working that out. And I know that for me, the 10th is the opening day for me to apply. My biggest hurdle, Margaret, is the bank that I use does not do the loans.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, well, is it even worth the trouble? And I don't know. I'm considering my options.
Yeah, that's tough because I bank with Regions, and Regions, you know, they are working with the PPP. So I think it was Friday night or Saturday morning at 1:30 in the morning. I was trying to, get online and process the loan because the link was down. It was a tough link to get through.
Yes.
But I think Roy was able to do his on Friday though.
Well, we applied for, again,
Yeah.
it really depends on if you have W-2, if you have employees, again, W-2. It really depends on a lot of things. We're all different. I think the majority of the agents on board are considered ICs, independent contractors. They get 1099. It doesn't matter if they issue 1099s or no. But if you are getting 1099s and you don't have employees, you're considered an independent contractor, sole proprietor, self-employed. All of these, they should wait until the 10th to apply. Becky's asking, she has her own IATA, no host. She's on her own, no ICs. What's the best for her to apply, unemployment or PPP? Look, again, unemployment, it varies by state. I can tell you New Jersey offers $713 is unemployment. I think it's one of the highest in the country. $713 is unemployment, plus an additional $600 from the federal level that is supposed to be starting next week on the 13th. That's per week. I don't know if they'll give self-employed 50% from the unemployment by state or the entire thing. Just calculate, see how much that is, see how much you made last year with the PPP, look at your Schedule SE, divided by 12 times 2.5. See what works best for you. It's a numbers game. It is a numbers game. Just see what works best for you. There is no, as Michele was saying, there is no what's best. It's what's best for your specific situation. As she said, Royal Caribbean has hired quite a few CPAs or experts in the area. Give them a call. Ask them about the CARES, the Royal CARES program that I've posted on the website. Reach out to them. They'll talk to you. They might check specifically for your specific situation, and they'll give you an advice, probably better than what we can give you right here. Again, we're travel professionals. We're not accountants. We're not lawyers. We've just trying to, kind of read and explain what we've learned. I hope I answered it. So Brenda is asking, can you foresee the travel industry changing drastically in the future? Example, cruise lines, airlines, asking a request for healthy to travel, buffets in Vegas and cruises. I'll give Margaret. Do you have any? What do you think about air, about corporate travel?
Yeah, I think we are going to be looking at a different world when we come out of this. What it's going to look like, I don't have a good answer for you, and I'm sure the cruise line's going to be totally different as well. I'm sure they're going to do more sanitation, more. The buffets is probably not going to be self-serve. They'll probably be serving you. In that regards, the airlines have already stepped up in advertising how they're, doing more sanitations on their airplanes. As far as the land operators, I can't guess that, how Italy's going to look like. I sell a lot of Italy, and how Italy's going to look when this comes out of it. I don't know. What do you think, Michele?
It's a great question, and it's something that I asked Charles Sylvia. He works with CLIA, and I said, what do you think when we start cruising again? Do you think that there's going to be a reduced number sold, whether just naturally? I think naturally that's going to happen, with the berths, instead of going at a near 100% occupancy. I think there may be a little bit of trouble filling berths just naturally because people are afraid or they're being cautious. But down the line, will they allow 100%? For the next year or so. And I don't know, but he seems to think that maybe a 50 to 75%, at least when we first come in, that could be a possibility. But who knows? We are we're looking at uncharted waters, so to speak.
Mhm.
No pun there.
Yeah.
The airlines, I mean, people are already not flying.
No.
So it's interesting. This is really when I wish I had my crystal ball. And I think, Roy, you said that you were going to get yours out and dust it off. So
Yeah.
I actually have mine. It's here in the back. I mean, I can tell you, look, people are flying. Okay, people are still flying. Believe it or
Yeah.
not, I sold a few tickets for people even coming up. People are still flying. Not a lot. Airlines have adjusted. They have similar to like no middle seat policy. They don't sell the middle seat. There were a few issues with American where people were buying basic economy and they still stuck them in the back. So there was a little bit of an uproar for that. But they're trying. I called when I booked my clients to come back from Hawaii. They got stuck and we booked them back. And I wanted to have them seated. She said, "How about maybe we'll just keep." I said, "No, it's family. Let's have them all together." She said, "Yeah, but let's just keep a row in between." They're trying. They're trying whatever they can. At least the people in reservations. When Carnival was still cruising and there were issues with Princess, I saw a video where they closed the buffets to people. As Margaret was saying, you just point to what you want, and they were giving you the food. Holland has been doing this for a long time. I don't know if because
Yeah.
people are older, so it just takes them a little longer. But I cruised on Holland America last September in Alaska, and it kind of bothered me that I can't take my own food. But
Yeah.
um, they serve you the food.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, Holland's been doing that. Holland did that several years ago. I was on New England trip. In the first 48 hours, that's when you had a lot of the norovirus. And the first 48 hours, they wouldn't let people serve themselves. You had to be served. And I think on the cruise lines, we might see a lot of discounting, but you're on board charges. You'll probably see a lot more charges that way so they can recoup money, paying for things, that maybe otherwise you didn't pay for, it was included. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah, and again, people think travelers will be able to travel to Europe via air in July and August. I hope so. I have a flight July. I have a river cruise. We have a family trip to Romania. We have tons of plans. My family is planning to go to Israel in end of July. So I don't know. I'm not canceling anything. We're just gonna wait and see.
My clients, I've been telling them, let's just wait and see, because what does it hurt for them? What would be the point of hurrying up and canceling things when we have so much unknown? So I've canceled just about everything through May except this one Ireland trip. I have a couple things on the book still end of May, but the final payments aren't here yet. So I'm just saying, let's just wait till final payments and see how things look and see what they're offering to do. But I think I don't know when everything opens back up, it'll be hard to see, financially who can travel because, they've been out of work, or if it's going to be all this pinned up, haven't been able to go anywhere. I'm ready to go. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plans out. I mean, I'm anxious to get back.
I spoke with the tourism board for Alaska, and I'm actually going to have Visit Anchorage do a session next week on Monday. So I'm going to keep a lot of what they told me a secret until Monday, but they're getting ready. They're getting ready for a lot of things, and I don't think it's in a good way.
Okay. What did Princess hasn't announced their Alaska stuff yet, have they? What they're doing?
I don't know. I mean, officially, everyone said July 1st. So they're here.
Right.
And that might not allow until October. Well,
but they haven't official. Been waiting for Princess to make their announcement for Alaska. I haven't seen it, but maybe I missed it. But I know everybody else is saying July.
We again, it's a crystal ball thing. We don't really know. I don't know if you look at the market, like the economy, everything looks like it's going up. People are positive, but you never know. You have to. I think they have to wait until they have something that is viable in terms of a vaccine, in terms of a cure. People, it's going to be really, really hard to convince first-time cruisers. It's going to be really hard to convince people to travel again. After 9/11, I don't know if some of you have been in the industry that long. It took about 2 years to get back, and 9/11 was only a week and a half in terms of, they closed the air and everything. Yes, the rest of the world kind of followed, but it wasn't like a huge blockage. In some, Asia continued; they didn't care. But some countries continued flying. The U.S. was just shut down for about a week and a half. And that took 2 years. I still have clients afraid to travel over September 11. If you look at flights, September 11, they're normally cheaper. People don't want to travel. So, and this is, so long, so many years after. I don't know how long it will take to recover. It's not 2 to 5. I can tell you that. It's
going to be
5 to 15. It's going to take a while, but it doesn't look. We don't need we need our clients. We need maybe new clients. What the whole economy is doing shouldn't really, affect us. Hopefully, you could just get to your numbers back, or at 90%. You just got to find the people who are willing to travel.
I think we'll have to continue marketing in some regards. I mean, after this is all over, get back to however you do it as an agent or an agency, is to keep yourself in front of the clients. If it's all by social media, if it's by email, if it's by your marketing through, I do a marketing with Ensemble, and a lot of that's by mail, a lot of it's by email. I don't do a lot of social marketing, but I really feel like we're going to need to keep ourselves in front of our clients, because if and when they travel, or if and when their friend travels, it's not so much your client. They might be out to dinner and saying, "Oh, I'm thinking about a trip. I think I need to use a travel agent, but I don't have one." Well, okay. Well, if your client friend is at that dinner, they're going to say, "Oh, I have a travel agent. Use ABC Travel. They're great." So I'm a big proponent, and always have been, as far as keeping yourself in front of your clients in some facet, whatever that may be for you.
Yeah. And remember the post, and maybe you need to remind your clients later regarding the post about people waiting for 10 hours for Expedia, Costco,
right.
Bookit.com went out of business. Just remind your clients the advantages of booking with a travel professional. Our whole times, except when I'm doing videos, is a few minutes. Same day, a few hours, and I'll help you.
Right, and we have the tools and we have the knowledge to give to our clients that they don't have. I always forget a lot of times the knowledge I do have, and thinking that, oh, well, if I know this, everybody else must know it. But oh no, not everybody does know the knowledge that we have. I have 40 years of stuff in my head about travel that a lot of it's useless because it doesn't apply. It doesn't apply anymore. But we are professionals. We do have a lot of knowledge, and the other part of this whole scenario is our service. I mean, like you're saying, the service that we provide our clients. It's basically 24/7, and we're here for them, and we're going to be able to get them out of Hawaii. I had people in France, when France closed down, getting them home at the last second. People, they were hysterical. They wanted to buy an airline ticket. I said, I was not in a place to help them with their airline ticket. I said, do not buy an airline ticket. Let me use the ticket you have. And we got them out of France right as it closed. I had people in China as it was closing down, trying to get them home. So they rely on us, and they want us to be there for them, and we want to be there for them. What happened to Rory?
I'm still here. I'm just, you go on.
But I think we just, we're going to be there for them. We're going to be able to get our clients out of tight situations that they would be lost otherwise. And we're just, I hope we're going to, I want to be there for them. I've had clients that I've had for 20 and 30 years. I've done multi-generation, now I'm doing grandchildren of clients, their honeymoons. And, it's kind of cool when, oh yeah, my grandmother used you and she told me to call you to do my honeymoon. And so we want those kind of things to continue through after we all get back to normal. And all of our poor honeymooners, that had to cancel in April, and I know now May, but it was kind of pitiful talking to them. It was sad, and all the life changes that people have had to have over the last few months.
Yeah, but Brenda here is saying that she's thinking about coming up with drive packages in the U.S.
Mm-hmm, there you go.
We did a section about luxury travel.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of hotels and a lot of properties that are luxury in the Florida area, in the Scottsdale area, in California, the Dude Ranches. There are a lot of high-end properties in the U.S. Maybe people will feel more comfortable staying in the U.S. Maybe they don't have a choice. You might want to adjust. People will want to get away. People will want to leave their house.
When you were talking about 9/11 happening, right after that all happened and the airlines were flying again and nobody really felt comfortable about flying places, I always said our country was in mourning. Nobody really wanted to fly down to Jamaica and be drinking margaritas on the beach because they felt guilty about it. But one place they would go to was New York. They would say, oh, I want to plan a trip to New York because they need our business and we want to be there for them. So there again, that's what people might do this time. They might do these drive trips or, things that are closer. So, and there are a lot of, like you said, there's a lot of luxury hotels and resorts in this country. And Canada, when the Canadian border opens back up, those are great trips.
National parks. Yes, Michelle.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget when, even if it's slow going, when we open back up and we start booking again, take advantage of not only booking hotels, but the car rentals, the tours, because those are things that can add to your commission. I know a lot of people out there are struggling financially. So, not getting any commissions right now or losing commissions, working for free. So do everything you can to your advantage. Of course, while you're taking care of your client, be ethical about it. But certainly a lot of money is left on the table. When I talk to different agents, they say, oh, well, I don't book car rentals. It's too much work. Or I don't do hotel only. But that commission that you're making on those, it adds up. It absolutely adds up.
My hotel's commissions every month can be very high because I run everything through my host agency. But I know for the last 10 years or 5 years, whatever, everybody needs to be a niche. That's been pushed a lot. But we do need to re-examine booking hotels, booking car rentals. I'm on a GDS, so booking cars and hotels are pretty easy as far as just a basic hotel or basic car. But and car rentals are pretty low commission, but still in this day, maybe that $7 or $8 might come in handy now.
It adds up.
I would look at groups. I just told Margaret before. I just had pretty much my last commission check from a group just came in yesterday. So, and it can be quite substantial. Look at groups. I still have a few groups for 2021. They're still booking. They're, I guess, positive. Yeah, it's June. It's a wedding. We talked about group travel. We talked about weddings. Some of these industries, when you're looking at a year in advance or even further out, it's something that you can start working on. And try and get the business, and start working.
I had to cancel a trip yesterday, and it was a big trip to the British Isles. two couples, new clients of mine. They're very, very well connected. But they asked, they're like, we are so sorry. You know, we hate to do this, but they can't go. It's coming up in next month, and their tour portion was canceled. But they're like, we're so sorry. You know, how you've put so much work into this. We want to compensate you. And I thought that was so sweet because I don't get a lot of clients that say, hey, we want to compensate you. And it would have been very easy for me to say, thank you very much. I appreciate that. This is my normal rate. But I said, you know what? I appreciate that you came to me and that you didn't use Expedia or another OTA. So I get the privilege of helping you without you being on hold. You contact me and I take care of everything. So if you really want to compensate me, please just let your friends and family know the next time they want to travel to help small business and to call me. And they're like, oh my gosh, you have been amazing through all this, yada, yada, yada. And I feel very confident that they really will go out and spread the word. Both are small business owners who actually have very lucrative businesses and do very well. And they've lived in their community since birth and know everybody. So I feel very fortunate that I have them, that I found them. So don't underestimate asking your clients for more business, whether it's from them or the referral. It can be really hard. I was telling my husband yesterday, I said, you know, 7 years ago when I started, it was a struggle even to let people know what I did because I almost felt like I was the home salesman, you know, knocking on your door. And then you have to realize you are the professional. So stand up and be the professional you are. Ask for the business. Let people know what you do because this will bounce back. I don't know when it is. As much as I'd like to say, yes, this summer it's all going to be behind us, I don't believe that's true. We're dealing with a whole lot of elements, not just travel. We're dealing with the economic impact. You know, are people going to have the money to travel? We're dealing with borders. So maybe the cruise industry, maybe the airlines are ready to go, but are those countries going to let us in? So we're going to get through this together, but be proactive, not reactive. You know, send out those letters, pick up the phone, just check on your clients. Say, you know what, I'm not calling you to do business. I just want to make sure that you're doing okay now that, you know, we're all home. And leave it at that. It doesn't have to be a 30-minute conversation, just a couple minutes. I guarantee they're going to remember you and your compassion.
Yeah, the 3-minute phone call pays dividends.
Yeah. And I would also remind people that there are some professions that weren't affected
I can't
by.
hear.
You can't hear me? Well, we're going to see if other people can hear. Margaret, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Right. Michelle, maybe it's on your end.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
We can hear you perfectly.
I'll log out and log back in.
Okay. As I was saying, there are some professions that were not affected by the situation, like educators, teachers. Yes, they were affected, but they weren't affected financially. They're still working. They're still getting salary. They are at home with everyone, and they would like to get away. I don't know. Well, yeah.
The healthcare providers are gonna need a vacation after this.
Yeah. So think about the educators. Think about the people that are home. There are some professions that they would really want to get away when, of course, it opens up. We can't. I don't know if that's the right time right now to promote because you don't know when they can go.
Right.
Yeah, I think Michelle is having some issues.
Yeah, but at some point, it might not be today or tomorrow. And today, I was talking to a client today that said that they're getting 3 emails a day probably from Carnival. I'm sure that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but Carnival's still out there promoting cruises. And I guess they have to, but I think there's a fine line of what to promote right now and what that really looks like. But keeping ourselves in front of our clients to some degree, I think is real important.
Let's see. Is it working?
It is.
Yeah. I've been in the travel business since the late 70s, so I've seen a lot of changes over, and I've only had my own business for this year will be 10 years. And that was my biggest fear of coming from a brick and mortar to a home-based agency is how are they going to know where I'm at? Are they going to forget me? How are they going to find me? Well, obviously through marketing in different ways, and now social media. I mean, 10 years ago, social media has taken off, but just keeping yourself in front of your clients, just whatever that means to you. And I think that's different for everybody.
Yeah,
and you can't meet people at, can't meet people at dinner. You don't meet people at church. You're not meeting people at the country club or whatever social club because everything's closed down. So, those contacts are kind of out the window right now.
We're still doing. I'm part of BNI, which is Business Networking International.
Okay.
We're still having sessions. We're still having Zoom sessions.
Okay, good. Okay, there you go.
And we can still bring in guests. So
okay.
if you're home and you're not doing anything, reach out to your local BNI chapter. See if they don't have a travel agent in the group, and join. It's early in the morning, but join as a guest. I don't know if you have a lot of things to do, but yeah, join as a guest and talk about the service. Don't talk about the product. Talk about what you can bring to the table on a regular basis.
There we go.
Michele, are you doing any networking? Have you tried talking, maybe FaceTiming, Zooming with your clients?
No, honestly, not a lot. Shame on me, maybe. I do talk to them over the phone. Again, I'm a big letter writer. Vicky Freed with Royal Caribbean's always like, oh, handwrite those. I've been doing that for years because I just feel like it's an important thing, and it's almost a lost art. But as far as that video conferencing, no, I have not. And I'd love to hear some ideas, like why would you do that? Of course, I understand why, but how would you approach it? Are your clients going to think you're weird? These are questions I'm thinking of that maybe people in the audience would think. Because, if it's effective, absolutely. Now, having said that, we do have a big Alaska group going out next year. So thank you, Roy, for introducing me to this conferencing mechanism through Facebook, because our group leaders there's a few TAs that are working on this group. We're going to be able to go live and talk about some of the things that we're offering in Alaska, talking about the different excursions. We're not going to do this all in one lump, heap, because it's overwhelming for most of our clients, but just a little by little. And we thought this may be a little distracting for them, while they're at home. We have a captive audience. So, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm kind of re-answering. So no, I'm not doing the Zoom meetings one-on-one with the clients, but we are going to be implementing our Facebook Lives with our Big Alaska group.
Use what you've learned. It's just people are doing this. We're doing this. We're doing the live sessions. You can do the same in your personal group, or maybe your clientele, maybe your ICs. Group leaders, try and promote something. Do a travel night, cruise night, some supplier night. And again, it doesn't have to be right now. Maybe people want some updates as to what's going on in the travel world, or put it, plan, write it down, put it in a drawer. When everything, just everything comes back, open the drawer and just start acting. Because if you're not I know we are, and a lot of a lot of people are going to do it. I know we're not really competitors, but there's people out there, and they'll continue. The suppliers that are playing nice right now, and Royal and Norwegian, everyone's so nice right now. But eventually, they will reach out to your clients. They have open vouchers. They have open credits.
Mm-hmm.
There are some people there that are getting money for booking, and they will reach out to your clients. They have their information. If you're not doing it, someone else will. So I prefer it will be one of you and not the cruise line. Um,
Yeah, that's a good point. That's an excellent point.
yeah.
Yeah, I keep my list of everyone that's canceled. I have a list of when to follow up, what trip they were taking, because I'm going to be first in line to say, hey, we're booking again. Let's use that voucher. Let's use that credit.
Yep. Same here. Done something very similar. Yeah, keeping up with who's canceled, who has vouchers, who has. I was telling Roy earlier, I do a lot of Delta vacations, and Delta vacations were not giving back refunds. It was all credit. So, and they don't pay commission until after travel. So all those bookings I've canceled, I'm not getting paid on any of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be following up with all these people, all these clients to rebook, so we can use those vouchers and then get paid. Hey, we're all doing, we're all doing double trip. I mean, we're all doing double work for the same amount of money. Or as we said, the last month, what have we done? We've all worked for free basically for the last month. And every time I have to cancel a trip, I go, it's almost like a loss, because you put so much work into it, all the hours and all the time and all the phone calls, all the emails, and then you're going, oh, it's gone. And then hopefully you're going to be able to rebook the trip again.
Yeah, it felt a little bit like working in reverse, and actually I'm doing everything that you've done.
Yeah, there you go.
We canceled hundreds and hundreds of bookings, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And but we'll have to start from the beginning again, which sounds really weird for a business that is, we've been in the business for 20 years.
Yeah.
For me to say we're starting again from kind of, it's not really zero, but nothing, not a lot on the books.
Yeah, that's exactly.
You still have your name. You still have everything that you've built.
Mm-hmm.
Just hang in there with all the programs that the government is offering to help you stay for a few months until we're ready to go. So I don't see a lot of, I don't see any new questions. I think we can probably talk for another hour or two, but I want to thank you both for the time.
Okay.
If you still have questions, and we're here. We can't do this group without any of you, the agents that are coming live, and the agents that are asking the questions. So thank you. Anything to add before we wrap this up? Michelle?
Yeah, I'll say this, because we were just talking about how we're working for free, and actually some of us are working at a loss. Well, we're all working at a loss, because our time is valuable, and when we're working for free by undoing, and I'm getting invoices, pay me because we've recalled your commission. So now I'm actually working at not just a time loss, but a monetary loss. But it's really easy to get depressed, anxious over this. But the power of positive thinking, and I don't want to sound Pollyanna, because I do respect that we all go through our feelings, but try to think positive, try to think ahead, find that light in the dark, because this will pass. And, Roy has done a great job getting the information out there about the CARES Act. Take advantage of it if you need it. You've paid into the tax system. Take advantage of it. Don't be ashamed, and use it to get over that hump. We'll get through this, guys.
Yeah, and we're trying to keep it positive. That's what we started with the birthday. I think every session now, starting today, we're going to start with the positive. And people, you missed it, Michelle, but we have one. Shelly has a birthday today, so we're trying to gather who has a birthday the day that we're doing session. So again, thinking positive. Again, I want to thank everyone. We have another session at 2:30 with Norwegian Cruise Line. We have a few more sessions this week that I will post. If anyone needs anything, please post them on the group. It's a little hard for me to reply to everyone's messages or people wanting to call me. Sometimes it's, hi, Bobby. I can see Margaret's
I
husband.
can see a shoulder.
We're all live.
Yeah, we are. So thank you, everyone. And for everyone who's celebrating today, it's Passover. Passover dinner is today. Happy Passover. Pesach Sameach.
Yes.
We'll see you guys later. Thank you.
Yes, happy
Thank you.
Passover and soon to be happy Easter.
Yeah.
Yep.